Hello guys, how are you guys doing? I hope you're all well. In this video, I'm going to be talking to you about 5 habits that are difficult to learn but are really important if you want to survive living in Ghana for the long run. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Jasmine. I recently moved to Ghana from Australia, and I'm sharing my experiences here and the things that I learned along the way, as well as information in order to prepare you for your move if you're wanting to move here or to some other country eventually. The first thing I would like to say is you need to be willing to give up comforts. So the Western world is super comfortable in the sense that you have internet, you have electricity, you have running water. All this happens 24/7. That's like the least of your problems. But despite all that, you still feel a need to come to Africa. Obviously, there's a reason for that, and that is where your vision needs to be, and you have to be willing to give up those comforts to go to wherever it is you do want to go. Here in Ghana, those things are not necessarily consistent all the time. You can make it so that it's consistent for you, but it's not necessarily cheap, especially if you're now moving here. You obviously want to organize your money in a way that it will sustain you for the long term. So if you want to have consistent electricity, consistent water and internet, then you would have to be willing to pay all the extras and everything. And it's not necessarily worth it if you're only new here and you're still trying to settle in. So you have to get comfortable with those things. Having those things go off and not having them there shouldn't be too much of a problem because you have a bigger goal in mind. So that's my first point, guys. You need to start getting comfortable with the uncomfortable. And I think that applies to other parts of life in general. You know, if you're wanting to do something different, then you need to expect that your life will be a little bit different. The other thing is you need to have a solid plan and you need to stick to it. Guys, I can't stress how important this is. In Ghana, there are a lot of business opportunities that you can get involved in, and they can all be very lucrative. You also really need to do your research. You need to find who your niche is, and you need to make sure whatever it is you're producing, that's what the niche wants. But I feel like because there's so many opportunities, it can be very easy for you to be distracted, where you might come with a certain idea, but this person from here is saying do ABC because that's where the money is. This person is saying, oh, this one runs really fast, you can make money like within the first month or so you should do this. And it can be very distracting and very difficult to stay with an idea that you have in mind. I think it's really important to come with a solid plan and stick to it, because yes, there are a lot of lucrative opportunities here, but everything takes a lot of effort. Everything is hard. It might not work out the first time. You may have to try it a couple of times over. You may have to switch it up. You may have to do a lot of different things. So it takes a lot of effort. And so I think personally that it's more important that you value what it is you're wanting to do. Whatever it is you're wanting to do is something that's close to your heart, something that's in line with your values, something that's really important to you. I feel like that way, when it gets difficult, you're able to continue to pursue it. Or if it doesn't work the first time, you're able to try again. And at the same time, I feel like once you've been able to start something and it's on its feet and it has a solid foundation, you can always venture into other things. But when you're trying to do a million things at once, a lot of the time it doesn't tend to work out that well. And so I think it's more important to have a solid plan and you need to stick to it. Despite the fact that you might come and you might hear all these different ideas about what is a better option and what you should do and what you shouldn't do. You may have to adjust certain things about how you wanted to execute it and stuff once you're here, but having a very solid end goal in mind is always really beneficial. The next thing that I would like to talk about is you need to form a saving habit. In Ghana, as I said in my recent video about my monthly budget, money goes super fast. I don't know how, but as soon as you change money into cedis, it literally just disappears. Okay, so you need to have a solid budget, and out of the your budget, you need to have a percentage of money that you're saving every month. If you make this a habit, anytime there's any kind of emergency or you need money for something, you always have a go-to fund. Okay, so it's really important to have a saving habit just in case something comes up that's unexpected. It's really helpful to have that extra pool of money to be able to tap into. Okay, the other thing I would like to talk about is you need to be mindful of your friends. So I feel like when you first move here from the Western world, a lot of the time some Ghanaians have like a warped idea of who you are and what you have to offer and stuff like that. There's this assumption that you've come from the Western world, so you have all this money and you have all these things that you might not necessarily have. So it's really important to be mindful of who becomes your friend, because when people have that idea of you, a lot of the time it's very easy for them to only be friends with you just because they're looking to get something out of you. And in saying that, there are some really genuine people that will go above and beyond for you, that truly care about you and really enjoy your company. So it's important to have your filter on and try and make like truly genuine friends. And I think that applies anywhere. Just be mindful of who you bring in straight away, and just be gentle with your, your making of friends once you move here. The other thing that I would like to mention is you need to become comfortable with the unpredictable, especially if you're coming here to do business. Guys, sometimes things just don't work out how you expect it to, and that's just the nature of doing something new. A lot of the time, you might think that within a month or within 2 months, A, B, and C would have happened. That might not necessarily be the case. And that's just how it is. You need to become comfortable with the unpredictable, and you have to be willing to try again and try again and try again till you get whatever it is that you want. And keep the bigger goal in mind, and you would eventually get to the point where you want to be at, only if you don't give up. Okay guys, quick update. I've just left the water place. So when I went, they couldn't find the estimate, but the staff members were like, it looked like they were too scared to tell me, because they know it's been way too long and it's way overdue. But to be honest, like, I'm not stressed. It's not like I'm not having a shower. It's just communicate. Let me know if it's not gonna come anytime soon. Let me know. Every time I go, they'll give me a number. They'll be like, oh, call this number and find out if it's ready before you come back here. I'll call, there'll be no answer, or the phone is not connecting or something. So I ended up speaking to the manager, and the manager explained to me that out my way, even though they've put lines in place, there's a certain part where the lines need to be commissioned or something. So my part is part of the part that hasn't been commissioned, so it's going to be another 2 weeks until that line is commissioned. And I'm just like, dude, just communicate that to people when they come and get their estimate, so that they know that it's going to be 3 months or whatever until they have their water, or a year, so they're not like giving false hope and they're constantly waiting for the water to be sorted, because they know that it's not going to be sorted anytime soon. And he apologized and blah blah blah, and he gave me his number as well, and I was like, are you gonna pick up? So at least he was nice. That's my thing, you know what I mean? If there's issues with the services you're providing, that's okay, because this is Ghana, this is a government sort of department or whatever. So if things are not going that smooth, I know it's not always up to the employees, but at least you gotta be nice about it and communicate. Like, once you do that, I don't care. So I still have no water, guys, so hopefully one day I'll have water. Finally, right after I've ranted about Ghana Water Company, I'm going to say you need a lot of patience in Ghana, guys. Patience is the key, okay? Whether it's a business you're pursuing, whether you're driving on these roads, whether you're trying to get customer service that you're paying for, whether you're waiting for the lights to come back on, whatever it is, you need patience, guys. Patience is the key in Ghana. And I feel like if you have buckets of patience, you will absolutely do brilliantly in Ghana. And you will do brilliantly in Ghana with no worries and no complaints, and you'll be at peace with yourself and you will be happy. Okay, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I have more information, more videos coming up. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you haven't already. Subscribe, turn on your notification bell so you don't miss another upload from me. And be sure to share my videos with other people that might be interested in, like, you know, looking at what life looks like in Ghana, or are considering coming to live in Ghana or another country in general. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to follow your bliss. So now life is short. Follow your bliss. Na nipa yedeng. Follow your bliss. Na die besi biaye. And follow your bliss. Na dene mada. Take care, guys. I will see you in my next one. Bye.